In Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the Troglodytes are described as cave-dwelling reptilian humanoids, whose society and laws are based around strength and barbarity. They're typically shorter than the average humanoid, and are covered in rough, leathery scales. Their heads are usually crowned with frills, and their tiny black eyes allow them to see well in the darkness of their homes, while making them next to useless in sunlight. Their bodies also give off a powerful odor that is so well known that the Duergar of the Underdark refer to them as the Stink Meats. Their societies resemble tribes or warbands, who are ruled by a chieftain chosen through bloodshed and feats of strength. The leader is always the biggest, strongest, and foulest smelling, and any deviation from this mold was grounds for a mutiny. Beyond this, they lived simply, hunting for food and sport, and building warrens where the tribe could raise young together as one giant family, where they would drag victims to be flayed and eaten. The Troglodytes in 5e have an AC of 11, 13 hit points, and a speed of 30 feet. They have decent strength and constitution, and have a +2 to stealth, allowing them to sneak up on lower level players. They also gain advantage on stealth checks, making them the perfect stalkers. They have the stench trait that forces any creature starting their turn within 5 feet of them to make a con save, or else be poisoned until the start of their next turn. They also have the sunlight sensitivity trait that gives them disadvantage to attacks and perception checks in direct sunlight. In combat, they make a bite attack and 2 claw attacks. The bite and claws deal 3 to 6 damage each, giving them a total potential of 9 to 18 damage per round. As a DM, I would use the Troglodytes as a stalking creature, and place them within cramped caverns, following the players and planning an ambush within an area that works to their advantage. Their main drawback is also their biggest strength, in that they need to be in melee range at all times. Troglodytes are creatures that hunt in packs, and therefore they should fight together, backing ranged players and melee players alike into walls. As players are slowly poisoned by the stench trait, they will find themselves at disadvantage for attacks, and ranged players in particular will be unable to move into a comfortable range. The Troglodytes should then be striking at the nearest enemy with all 3 attacks, which at lower levels can be deadly. If any Troglodyte dies, another nearby should immediately swarm in to take their place, to stop players from trying to escape. In history, the term Troglodyte has been used to refer to many different things, but the origin of the word is the Greek trogl, meaning hole, and dien, meaning to go in or dive into. The term therefore translates roughly to hole dweller, and refers mainly to cavemen or other prehistoric human ancestors. The Troglodyte in D&D, however, only gets its name from this term. The inspiration for the creature itself is likely the Morlocks from H.G. Wells' The Time Machine, which was adapted into a science fiction film in the 1960s, highly recommended by the way, and was likely an inspiration to a young Gary Gygax. In the story, the Morlocks are a subterranean reptilian humanoid race who descended from the working class of humans who were forced to work underground. There they mutated and evolved into creatures with leathery scales, large black eyes, and an aversion to sunlight. Where they maintain the utopia above ground for the descendants of the ruling class of humans, the Eloi, who are kept in a comfortable sedentary life until they are snatched away and eaten by the Morlocks below. In comparing the monster to the myths, we find that the D&D Troglodyte is incredibly similar to the Morlock in appearance and behavior. Both are underground lizard-human hybrids who live in tribal structures and hunt the people who live above. If you enjoyed that video, please leave a like and comment below, and consider subscribing to the channel. You can also join the Patreon for $1 a month to access videos days before they're posted here, as well as other exclusive stuff like short stories, videos, and more.